let's be real here. Nobody wants to see Hugh Jackman go, and we'd all prefer it if the character was retired from the movies. We all know that that's not gonna happen though. So here are our 10 picks for actors to replace Hugh Jackman as Wolverine after his 17-year stint with the character. Let us know what your favorites are, and remember to push that red button to subscribe for more.
You take the beer. It's a party.
Joe Manganiello. This guy's probably the most logical follow-up to Hugh Jackman. Like Jackman, he's a huge, jacked man.
Wow.
And may actually be even bigger. Best known for his portrayal of werewolf Alcide Herveau in True Blood, Joe is definitely a guy who can bring that animalistic quality to Wolverine. Not only did he study wolves like Hugh Jackman in order to better perform his character, but he also has a very similar grizzled look to Jackman. The main concern with casting him, however, is that he would be too much like Jackman in appearance and stature, which would make the inevitable comparisons to him so much more unfavorable. But it would also mean that we live in a world where Flash Thompson and Wolverine were played by the same person.
It might not be a bad idea.
For you, maybe.
Norman Reedus. It should come as no surprise that we think Norman Reedus would be great at the Claude Canuck. He has a gritty, outdoorsy look, a love of motorcycles, and great acting skill to lend to the character. While he may be best known for shooting from afar, it's hard to deny that those claws would suit him.
And feelings mutual.
Most important is that Norman Reedus has endless likability in spite of his rough around the edge style characters. He's able to fight with a charm and swagger that really resembles Wolverine in a lot of ways. It also helps that he's not a giant 6-foot tall guy like Hugh Jackman, as Wolverine in the comics is actually pretty short. While he's certainly got his hands full with both The Walking Dead and the upcoming video game Death Stranding, we're sure he'd take the time out to play Wolverine if he was offered the chance.
I want to get back in the cage.
Joel Edgerton. While Tom Hardy certainly fits the bill as Wolverine, being a short but muscle-bound man, we actually think his warrior co-star Joel Edgerton has the look of the character. The hair and sharp wolfish features make him a prime candidate, and on top of that, the dude has some legit fighting skills to back up his astounding acting ability. Being an actor that performs a large chunk of his own stunts and fight scenes, Joel Edgerton had more experience with martial arts than Tom Hardy did leading up to Warrior. That pre-existing athleticism would make it far easier for him to transition into the role of Wolverine, should it ever be recast, as the fight choreographers would have a lot less work to do getting Joel up to speed.
I want you to line it up.
Jake Gyllenhaal. Probably the best actor on this list, Jake Gyllenhaal's a guy who tends to steer clear of big blockbuster movies, which is why we don't find this casting choice to be particularly likely. Nevertheless, he would make a great Wolverine. Across his filmography, we've usually seen him play less physical roles. His reputation for playing more sensitive characters might put some off, but his role as Billy Hope in Southpaw is what convinced us that he would make a great Weapon X. He's able to pack on huge amounts of muscle onto an already pretty big frame. With a huge amount of range as an actor, Jake Gyllenhaal would certainly command a lot of respect in the role, which is ultimately what the character should get from his fellow X-Men. And we all know that Jake can pull off a mighty beard.
I can reach out and break you whenever I want.
Luke Evans. Luke Evans has a lot of the qualities you'd want to see in Wolverine. He's athletic, but not in a bodybuilder way, and he looks like the sort of guy you'd meet in a bar. By coincidence, Luke Evans also shares Jackman's background in musical theater. The Welsh actor has been appearing in more and more movies lately, most notably his roles in Beauty and the Beast and his role as the main antagonist in Fast and Furious 6.
Everything runs smooth as silk again.
While he's still untested as a box office draw, he would still be a safe bet. After all, the X-Men franchise doesn't need star power. The brand recognition alone is enough to draw an audience in. He may not be the biggest star on the list, but he certainly has the acting ability to prove the doubters wrong.
Both know what happens when you get in my way.
Liam Hemsworth. While he was originally the first choice to play Thor, Liam has been in his brother's shadow as of late. There isn't much better a way to get him out of that Asgardian-shaped shadow than to have him play Weapon X. While he's a bit on the young side, this means that he has a lot of time to grow into the role and still be able to perform the character's required athletic feats to a high level for longer. This is really the kind of break that Hemsworth needs, as at the moment, despite at one point being the more sought-after actor, he's now known more as Little Hemsworth than Liam. While it does risk him being constantly associated with Wolverine, it will certainly grant him more financial success and better movie opportunities in the future.
Hey.
Penn Badgley. While best known for his role in Gossip Girl, we think Penn could surprise a lot of people. He's certainly a good actor, but he's definitely been limited in what he's been able to show us so far. He's spent so much time playing one character that he's definitely gotten a little stuck.
Okay, if you ever wanted something so badly, but you just know you're not gonna get it.
Nevertheless, we think he'd make a great Wolverine. While he's certainly on the thin side, so was Hugh Jackman when he first took the role of Wolverine. If he packs on some muscle and grows back that beard, he's certainly got the look to play the role. He has the sharp features, he has the acting skill, now it's just about whether or not he can make the audition.
Waiting, sweetheart, just waiting.
Scott Caan. Keeping with the less likely for a moment is Scott Caan, the son of acting legend James Caan. While he doesn't completely have the look you'd associate with Wolverine, he's certainly someone who can pull off the tough guy attitude that Wolverine's known for. That combined with slicked back hair and a decent beard, and we can already see him taking on the role, despite being a little blonde. While he's best known for his roles in Hawaii Five-0 and Entourage, we could see him tackling comic book movies pretty soon. If we have one problem, it's that like Penn Badgley, we haven't seen him in many serious movie roles. That being said, Hugh Jackman was only known for his theater career prior to getting cast as Wolverine, so anything is possible.
I ain't gonna beg.
Michael Rooker. While he currently plays Yondu in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, we think that Rooker would make for a great Old Man Logan. While he's older than Jackman, and we're pretty certain that Fox will cast a younger actor in the role,
Whatever.
Rooker has everything you could want for an older interpretation of the character. He's tough and grizzled looking, but has a sense of humor that really makes him likable. We saw Jackman play the character as old, but Jackman himself is not a very old person. Rooker's in his 60s, has genuinely aged, and gone through a lot of wear and tear over the years that make him perfect to play an older interpretation of the character. We'd love to see that over a new young guy trying to rehash Jackman's work.
You like killing unarmed men, don't you?
Scott Eastwood. One of the real tragedies of superhero films only taking off in the early 2000s was that it meant Clint Eastwood was too old to ever play Batman, which is why we hope that his son Scott could get the chance to be Wolverine. While he had a very small role in Suicide Squad, we think he's perfectly suited to play Logan. He has youth on his side and a real fire to try and step out of his father's shadow. This would certainly be his defining role as an actor. Although some may blow him off as being too pretty for the role,
Those things had to be said.
Scott has a real rural edge to his look, and we think it fits the character perfectly. And we're not the only ones. Scott Eastwood has had fans talking about the possibility of him playing Wolverine for some time now.
Okay, that's enough.
Despite all of these suggestions, none of us really want to see Jackman go. He's the longest serving actor to play a superhero, and without a doubt, it was his performance that solidified the X-Men and launched the superhero genre in film as a whole. So while we're having fun thinking of actors to replace him, we at CBR want to thank Hugh Jackman for 17 incredible years. Leave a comment and let us know what you thought about our video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up and check out the rest of our channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to CBR for cool videos about movies, action heroes, gaming, comics, and more.